So I just got a giant slap in the face by Apple today. Turns out that iOS has some absolutely ridiculous limitations around the HTML canvas element. And if that sounds like Greek, don't worry. It just means you can't draw big things on your phone in the web browser. So if you're using Google or you're using Safari, you just can't do certain things that you can do on a laptop. And I mean, maybe that's not surprising, but the fact that it happens on an iPad too, it just kind of bothers me. It's like the canvas is limited to be like 4,000 something pixels on edge, which is not that much to work with if you're trying to do web to print. So I built this really cool solution for generating mock-ups on the fly for print shop owners, which basically means that if you own a screen printing business, I can plug a tool into your website that allows your customers to upload their designs, and you'll get the real world sized export. So like if your customer is designing a Gildan 5000 t-shirt, you'll get an image on the back end of what they designed that's approximately 4,500 pixels tall or something like that, because that's just what the real world print size is at 300 dpi. Now, where Apple comes in is they say, you're not actually able to do that in the way that I had it set up. So I had everything working on like my Windows laptop. Beautiful. Classic case of it works on my machine, right? And so I start testing it on other devices, and what's really insidious about this error is that it doesn't throw any flags. It just kind of says nah to the data. It just lets the data get corrupted and weird. And so I spent the entire day trying to figure out, like, is it a state issue? Am I sending data before it exists? Like, what's going on here? Is the phone just not able to handle what my laptop can handle in terms of update speed? And turns out it literally just can't create a canvas the size that I was creating on my laptop. So there's a couple different ways to approach this. One is to handle everything on the back end, mock-up generation on the back end. The other is just to simplify. Because the whole idea here is that I could make the mock-ups if they were smaller. If the design image on the mock-up was not 4,500 pixels tall or whatever, I could do it. And it would be fast, and it'd be front end, and it would be sick, and everybody would be happy. But that is not the way that iPhone works. So I'm gonna have to do something different. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna send all the images that customers upload to the back end, because if you think about it, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to talk to some early adopters, but I'm pretty sure that merchants are not actually like taking the entire customer design, throwing that onto a gang sheet and printing it on a shirt. I'm pretty sure that they're doing it image by image, one by one. And that means I can just send what the customers upload to the back end as long as it's the right size, and the merchants can handle it from there. I can resize their images, but I can't handle the entire design area like that. So it actually will make life a little bit simpler, because there will be less math on the front end to resize everything. Yeah, so that's the plan. It's basically cut out a little bit of code and change a little bit of what I send to the back end, and everything will look visually the same to people browsing websites that have my tool installed, and the merchants will still get the same stuff in the back end. It just won't be a big old massive canvas with all the images uploaded. It'll be each individual uploaded. And if that turns out to be a deal breaker, then I'll go ahead and render those on the back end. Well, I'm just yapping at this point, but basically this stuff happens a lot, where you're like, I think I've got the end-all be-all solution, and then limitations slap you in the face. You just gotta get up and keep working.